welcome back to another episode of Social Conversations. My name is Prahbmeet and I'll be your host for today. So we have our very first guest here with us, Ms. Janine Teo. So welcome, Ms. Janine Teo. Hope you've been enjoying yourself at Social Icon so far.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, so a little intro about Ms. Janine Teo over here. She is the CEO of SolveEducation, as well as she has started up in the beauty industry. She has gone on to work in many different companies, and right now she is the CEO of a non-profit application, SolveEducation. So we shall dive straight into the questions. So our very first question that we have for you is, what particular incident or event sparked your interest in coming up with the application SolveEducation?
So I wouldn't say it's a particular event or incident. My corporate career has brought me over 40 countries, and through that experience, I've been exposed to the different social injustice that exist in the world. In my last stint, I was based out of Jakarta, and my workplace is in one of the most luxurious area of Jakarta, in Tamrin area. And right next to that area is a whole big area of slums. And being an impatient Singaporean, I walk to work every day. And as I walk every day, I see street kids, risking their lives selling cigarettes or sweets and things like that on the streets. And it's kind of really hard to look at that and not do anything. So I guess that's when I left my corporate career and dove into the social space.
Okay, that's brilliant. But I think a lot of people these days are very desensitized to the problems that are happening around them and the issues that are occurring in the world. So how do you think these individuals can understand the plight or the social issues faced by other individuals out there?
I definitely think nothing beats traveling and seeing issues firsthand, right? A particular strong memory that I had was when I was sent to the Maldives, and it was when Maldives at that point has very weak labor laws, and we walked into a local resort where the staff, Nepalese, Bangladeshi, or Sri Lankan staff, were working 3 years contracts with no days off, with their passports taken away from them. So and I'm not particularly special. I'm just like all of you who grew up in Singapore, in this quite protected environment and not knowing what's happening in the world. And it wasn't until I was faced with such social injustice that really got me thinking. So I would say, open your eyes more, travel more. Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. And when you started the application, what were some of the challenges you faced? Was it technology or many other challenges?
So we particularly chose to work on mobile apps because we start to see this, and especially smartphones, penetrating the bottom of the pyramid. The price of smartphones have been dropping 20% year on year. So it's really exciting to see, even the people in the streets or the slums start to have phones in their hands. So that's when we asked ourselves, can we teach using a simple mobile device? Of course, there are many education technology apps and game apps, etc. out there. But what is really unique about what we're doing is because most of those apps require users to be online all the time, and our beneficiaries do not have internet at home. That's the first thing. And the second thing is that most of them require a pretty powerful phone in order to run the applications. And again, our end users don't have that. So they're kind of digitally marginalized, right? So what we know is that we needed to create something that's robust enough to run on low-end devices, as well as being able to support no internet connectivity or poor internet connectivity. That's one thing. And then the second thing that people don't really address is the motivation issue. If you have been going hungry for a week, I don't know if you have ever, but the first thing that goes to your mind is definitely not education, right? So how to get them engaged is almost $1 billion question. So for us, we use game mechanics, social networks, and incentives to get them engaged, really because after observing what they are doing on their phones, a lot of them are addicted to, games like Clash of Clans, Candy Crush,
Yes.
or to their social media. So basically, we built the different mechanics that they are currently loving into our educational app, so as to give them more, motivation to go on in their learning journey.
Okay, brilliant. So you can have your cake and eat it too. It's both gaming and educational at the
Yes.
same time. So to date, how far has the application reached? How many people?
To date, we are really, really proud to have 16 key partners across 6 countries. They have a combined reach of 40 million youth. So we are really excited.
Okay,
But
brilliant job.
a lot of work to go. There's still a lot of things to do.
Yes, but you know what? It's a challenge, but you're going to overcome it, just like all the previous challenges as well. So moving on, what is one piece of advice you would give to female entrepreneurs in the industry?
So I would say that if you choose to go on to this journey, I'm not going to lie, it's going to be tough, it's going to be long. So you do need to support yourself with positive energy around you, to find other like-minded people to bounce ideas off each other, and just to have your own circle of support. That is really, really important throughout this journey, because it's going to be a long journey.
Okay.
I hope it's not too gloomy.
No, it's not. It's a good piece of advice. And speaking about pieces of advice, what is one piece of advice you would give yourself when you were now, after you've gone through everything, you've gained all of the experiences that you will give yourself when you were a teenager or in your early 20s?
Right. So in my early 20s, like most Singaporean youth, I suppose I was very ambitious. I have this goal, this career goal of, okay, by what age I need to make how much or be at which level. It wasn't when, somebody asked me, what is your purpose in life? And then I realized that I've spent, a good part of my corporate career making rich people much richer. Then I think to myself, when I'm 60, if I look back at what I'm doing, will I be proud of myself? And that got me thinking, and that got me into starting SolveEducation. I would say to the younger self, do think about what's your purpose in life and decide on it. And once you've decided, go all out to achieve that purpose. You'll definitely lead a more fulfilled life.
Okay, that was beautifully put. Thank you so much, Janine Teo, and good luck for your talk later at 11:30. And yeah, have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you.